I've always loved performing for people, you know, and productions. Like when I was younger, I used to be like bundled up in the back with a duvet, with like a Beatrix Potter book, with the headphones on where you could play the tape and then like read and follow the story. So that whole audio-visual experience, I think, is just very akin to me. But when I was younger, I wanted to be a ballet dancer. When I left school, I went full-time as a classical ballet dancer. And a new company called Suela Sanke Dance Theatre had started. I auditioned for that, and there was a very, very heavy basis on choreography, like choreographing our own pieces. And the more I started choreographing works, the more I started using video. You know, I could say everything I wanted to say up on the screen. And that's, I think, how I landed up realizing that cinema was your Tibet of art form. My name's Chloe. At film school, the director of the school sent one of my first short films called Solid Waste, the video diaries of, to the Berlinale talent campus at the Berlinale Film Festival. I came back to South Africa and made this 16mm short film called It Smells Disgusting. And I sent it to the producer in Paris and a producer I was working with in London, and they sent it through to Cannes. And then I ended up in Cannes, and by then I had established my Black Little Heart a lot more, and found Zentropa, who ended up being one of the producers of the film. I think where they truly showed their strength, you know, and why they are such a respected establishment, was that they allow the artist to be an artist. They set a very high benchmark for me working with other producers and financing companies in the future, because I'm not willing to compromise on what I want to do and what I want to create.
So you want to sell me your shit?
My Black Little Heart is essentially a story of a heroin addict, Chloe, who gets involved in the web porn industry, and basically through her journey of finding her best friend, Katie, takes the audience on the trip into Durban's kind of netherworld. I would like to make films that are honest, that are relevant, and that give people a glimpse into a world or an emotion or a philosophy that they might not have entertained before. And I think more importantly, I'd like to, you know, be able to change people's prejudice against others. You have to write what you know and where you come from forms such a huge part of that. If I was, you know, living in Europe and in Paris, or I would still be writing South African stories. You know, we've got such an incredibly complicated and interesting country. I wouldn't bother even trying to tackle somebody else's point of origin. Making My Black Little Heart is 10% catharsis, but 90% a gift to somebody else. And the best gift you can give somebody else is being honest. And when you're honest in art and you're honest with your work, you know, that's when you can truly reach out and communicate with somebody else. Strange, the day I got the call that told me that I won the award. I was at my Durban apartment, which I share with my friend, and that morning me and her were actually going to audition for a strip club that had just opened up down the road. And I thought, if anything, I'd get a new scene, you know, or some new experiences to put into a work. And I got the call, and I was like, well, better cancel that meeting. It was a complete blessing, and it's interesting because it actually makes you want to step up to the plate. You know, it gives you that great sense of brevity and responsibility, you know, that people, or that, you know, a corporation believe in you and your work enough to allow you to take that next step. And, you know, being young, there's a lot of steps ahead of me I want to take, and there's a lot of ladders to climb and hopefully not fall off. I'd like to make gritty, fatty films.